Here we go again. It's Storyboard Last Frame First. Sounds like an odd title, but it's Chapter 9, Video number 1. Now, there's a couple of methods here. I'm going to demo method 1, which is Keyframe, Copy, Move and Paste. I'll demonstrate what it is. And then number 2 is Save as Snapshot, Drag to Chrome. What this really means is that if you're in a position, I've published something called the Grand Canyon Skywalk, which flies along the Colorado River and then reaches very high up to the skywalk and back down again. Now you might wish to make that a bigger video, in other words to have a pre-pass before an intricate animation that you might have spent some time on, and then a post-pass, in other words to get out. I'll demonstrate what that actually means. And so what we're talking about here is, here's the one that I literally made earlier, if not a few weeks ago, and what we've got here in an idea from me is to say that if you were flying along the Colorado River and then you spied, if you were, I don't know, a golden eagle or something, what is that thing up on the hill? And as you can see that we are moving up to the hill, or the top of the canyon rather, and then eventually when it renders out we've got the Grand Canyon Skywalk, and then it goes up very high and then shoots itself all the way back down again. Now you'll notice that if we end on that end frame at 450 frame number is kind of like they're looking to go somewhere else. So if I hit snapshot top right up here, if I did that, which I've just done, one way is we can make that as the very start frame. So if I go on to a brand new timeline, if you like, nothing saved, it's in another Chrome tab, and then I can go down and say bring up my frame which I have saved earlier, which is this Grand Canyon, and then all I need do to start it off is literally drag it into Chrome, and it will look at the longitude, latitude and just give me that exact frame number. So if I wanted to keyframe it there and then move off somewhere, and let's just say I wanted to say literally pan out like that, let's say it was all the way out just for example's sake, and keyframe that, then I could go in and say okay, here we are, I've finished that sequence from the skywalk and now I'm moving all the way out to Earth, and then I can do that and say that's my end piece. Similarly, if I wanted to go back to the Grand Canyon here and I wanted to look at the very first frame, what I could do is I could take a snapshot obviously, or I could copy everything there, and I'm just going to hit Control C, copy. Then I can go over to a brand new window, and let's just assume that we don't need this, and it's got to get it to a brand new window. And then I wish to come along and I'm going to do edit, paste. You can see that it's made that frame at the very start. Now to pre-run up the Colorado River before we go up even higher to the sky walk means that we're going to have to set this as the end frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that down so I can see everything. There they are. I'm going to highlight them with the mouse, and then I'm literally going to drag them all the way over to the end frame. So all it knows at the moment, that's Earth Studio Timeline, is it's got to finish on that frame. I go back to the very first frame and then I go back out again, and let's say I wanted to fly in from that level, then I can keyframe all there. He says waiting for Chrome to catch up, and then as we go in you can see that we're flying in. What are we heading for? We're heading for the Grand Canyon, and we quickly come in over the edge, bang, that's where we are, which then picks up the storyboard of this animation and carries on. That was the technique. I don't want to say anything more about it to keep it concise and short here, but the point of it was you can use last frame and first frame, combination of keyframe, copying and pasting and moving, and also taking these snapshots. Any render, by the way, that is actually rendered, each frame does get a longitude and latitude, so it kind of like knows where it is. So even if you rendered something, you didn't save it properly, then you can actually just drag it into Chrome. But that's another one done. That was Chapter 9, number 1.